we're giving up a second-round pick.
The difference between this trade is the regime that made this trade. Had this been a Vinny Serrato and Dan Snyder trade, then people would have. I think people would be.
This is a younger.
I think that just people are more confident in what Shanahan and Bruce Allen.
To be honest with you, we really can't tell the impact of the trade until the season starts and the season goes on.
This is with the 29-year-old player, a young player. This is not.
Who's coming off the hip surgery.
That's true, and it's a whole year of rest. I mean, we're talking about this is a player that's still relatively, if healthy, still in his prime. 2 years, a two-time Pro Bowl player, and only 29.
Well, at the same time, I mean, he's only 29, but he has 7 years of NFL experience.
That's true.
Only knock on this trade would be, one, is he going to be able to stay healthy? And the other thing is, are you guys going to be able to re-sign him for maybe past this upcoming season? Because after this season, he's a free agent.
Well, yeah,
but to be honest with you, the season will have to play out to determine all of these factors that's going to happen.
Obviously, this is all about pretty much the present. The Redskins are all about, and Don McNabb are all about the present. This is it's not what people thought, a couple months ago, that this is about the future. This is about now, So the Redskins are about winning now. So I mean, and hopefully Jamal Brown will be good and solidify the O-line.
Well, in other news that happened today, if you haven't been listening, Steve Smith got hurt playing a flag football game over the weekend. I'm upset because I got him in my fantasy league, so I needed that Bama guy to stay healthy a little bit. But, I mean, does this move affect Carolina's passing game? I mean, they got young quarterbacks, so they needed somebody to throw the ball to.
Absolutely. Who was their receiving core outside of Dwayne Jarrett? Who do we know of?
I think Will Cousin can play. Don't your cousin play for the Carolina somewhere? I think I might got a cousin. They really ain't got nobody. I think Big Ron used to play for him.
And you have two young quarterbacks. You have Matt Moore and Jimmy Clausen. You got to get chemistry with your young receivers during this time of the year, and he's not available to do that. I'm not knocking him for getting hurt. I think he does good work in the community with the kids and the football camps. But what I'm saying is, what do you do? Where do you go? Do you sign T.O.?
I don't know. Would T.O. even function right in that offense? I mean, it's a run-oriented offense, and T.O.'s not really known for his blocking.
T.O., he has experience. He has good credentials. He has a resume. Who else out there has what T.O. is bringing to the table? In spite of the offense, he'll take a deal.
Yeah, he would definitely take a deal. Steve Smith, I mean, he'll be back preseason. He's a vet, so
it's not like he was going to play too much in the preseason anyway.
Yeah, so I could see him in preseason, and he broke his arm, right?
Yeah, he broke his arm. He just pretty much re-injured the injury he had in the season.
Honestly, he can still run routes. He just, be a dummy. It'd be a dummy route, but he still run routes in training camp and whatnot.
Well, I heard he would be rehabilitating away from the team.
Okay.
That's what someone close to him reported. But
you think any punishment or anything that's going to happen as far as breach of contract or anything like that?
No, not at all.
I mean, what he was doing was pretty stand up. I mean, he's out at a community event with children. I mean, it's just one of those things that just happens to a wide receiver or just a player in general. I mean, it's not really a devastating injury where he's not going to be able to suit up for the season, but hopefully Steve Smith get better because I need you to make some more touchdowns this season than you did last year. But when we come back from this good old commercial break, we got some exclusive news. Clinton Porter's neck got bigger, and we're going to talk about that when we get back. But no, seriously, we got some exclusive news with Clinton Porter's and some Twitters, beefs that's going on with LeVar, everything else in the world. We need to get it. We need to find out what's going on with these fools. We get into that commercial break.
Hey, what's up? It's your man Ray Rogers of the Urban Sports Scene, and recently Will T and I set out on a mission to see what the people think of our show. All right, there's Mike Wilbon right there. Wilbon, what you think of our show, dog?
I should say the next, it's the big thing.
Oh, that's what's up, man. We feel the same way. Coach Rivers, Doc Rivers. There's Doc Rivers. Go ahead, Will T. Get an interview with him.
Coach Rivers, how do you feel about Ray no longer being the host of the Urban Sports Scene?
I mean, Ray, he was absolutely sensational.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. I thought I was great as the host, but it's all good. Big up to my man Fish. There's Alvin Gentry, man. Coach Gentry. What you think about Fish being the host of the Urban Sports Scene?
I've always been a big fan of his.
Oh, so you familiar with him before the Urban Sports Scene when he was host of the Mac Fish Show?
No, I'm not saying that, okay? No.
So what are you saying? Anyway, man, let's move on. There's President Obama. Obama, my man Will T here, he dissed World Cup, man. What you think about him dissing World Cup?
He's a jackass.
Keep it locked to the Urban Sports Scene, because you never know who's listening.
Beamer, Benz, Bentley. Beamer, Benz, Bentley. Beamer, Benz, Bentley. My jeans are never empty. Beamer, Benz, Bentley. Beamer, Benz, Bentley. Beamer, Benz, Bentley. Your scheming don't affect me. I'm fresh, I'm fly, I'm so damn. More than 500 horses when I roll by. I'm calm, I'm cool, everything brand new. I don't handcuff, you can get the whole damn.
Welcome back to the Urban Sports Scene. We're in the studio. It's like hell in here. But we're going to hop into the exclusive with Clinton Portis right now. Man, Clinton Portis and the Twitters, the tweets. I'm not a Twitter person myself, but Ray, you gotta take this hand off. What's up? What was the tweets with Clinton Portis about?
Well, recently Donnell Docker was on a certain radio station. Somebody slipped up and said the name earlier, but it's all gravy. He was on a certain radio station, and Donnell Docker's been making news in regards to the Redskins. He's been talking about Haynesworth, how he would play in the 5'9" or the 210 if he's getting paid $100 million. But then he was also asked about Clinton Portis. The reason why he was asked is because Clinton Portis has had some beef with a few radio personalities, all on the same station here in D.C. But anyway, he said that Clinton Portis, he couldn't play with him. CP throws parties at night, on Sunday nights after L's, and you know he's a selfish person. And Docker said I wouldn't come in and play with him. He's going to be gone if I ever sign with the Redskins. So I saw CP on Twitter. We were chatting about the whole thing. And CP, he said, you know, how did his name come up? Right now, he's just working hard. He's trying to win this running back position. He hasn't even really been in the media over the past few months. How did his name come up? And I told him pretty much that this particular radio show brought his name up purposely, you know, just because they have, you know, whatever, a vendetta against him or they're being spiteful. And he seemed too upset about the whole thing. He just said he's going to have no comment on it. And I thought that was good because you don't need to feed into that. You're just proving that point if you feed into the whole controversy. But I think Donnell Doggett, you know, he's a good person, good player. He's from the D.C. area. I like him as a player. But I feel like he should have said the same thing. He should have took the high road. I mean, he just took a shower online about 1 month ago. And you talk about all your work you do with the kids. What kind of example is that? We all make mistakes. But don't go out criticizing people right after an event like that in your life. And I think, you know, that radio station needs to chill out, you know, as far as attacking CP. CP, he's been the best Redskins running back in history, in my opinion. The heck with Riggo. Riggo wasn't athletic at all. There's no white running backs in the NFL right now. You know, so
Toby Gerhart.
Well, whatever. Shout out to CP, dog.
Yeah, I agree with Ray. I think that we're talking about an individual. Just throw out the past. We're talking about an individual in the present that's busting his butt in minicamp. We've heard Coach Shanahan say Clinton Portis is doing what he's supposed to be doing, and he's working hard and whatnot and everything. I just find it kind of weird that, you know, we're talking about especially this particular radio station likes to preach positivity and things of that sort with athletes every once in a while in terms of the Redskins and fans and whatnot. And now, you know, when it comes because of a vendetta, you know, when a guy is doing right, you're still trying to trash his name. I think it's kind of wrong. If an individual went to jail and got locked up, got out of jail, is trying to do right, would you try to give him a second? You would try to give him a second chance, right? Any of y'all, would you try to give him a second chance?
What did he get locked up for?
Say it's something minor, like robbery or something.
I would just let him clean stuff. I wouldn't let him in the house.
But would you get, in terms of person, would you give him a second chance?
Wash your car.
You give him a second chance. I find it quite interesting. Like the same individuals that are on the radio will probably say the same thing, but they're still trashing this individual who deserves a second chance.
Well, I think a lot of times when individuals get on the radio, is they put their position in a different way than. I mean, because especially if you're an ex-football player or ex-athlete, okay, you were in his shoes at one time, and some of them were his ex-teammate at one time. So it's almost like, you know what, you act like you don't know him personally outside of your job. Okay, we know you have a job to do as far as, you know, hosting or doing things that way, but at the same time, okay, I'm pretty sure when you see him, the first thing you're going to do is dap him up, you know, what's up, oh yeah, can I get to the party or whatever else. So it's almost like you're two-faced. I mean, if you have a legitimate beef with somebody, okay, you may not like how they perform or work or whatever, okay, that's cool, that's just what you think. But if you're just creating pretty much lightning rods on an individual who's pretty much been the backbone of a franchise for the last 5, 6, 7 seasons since he got traded over here, I mean, what beef do you really have with him? He's been to multiple Pro Bowls since he got here. He's pretty much, if Clinton Portis probably would have started his career here, most rushing records would pretty much be his by himself. It would be very few people who would even be in this competition.
Exactly.
Because before Clinton Portis, what was the last good or even Pro Bowl caliber feature back?
No, Stephen Davis.
And to be honest with you, Stephen Davis had a better career in Carolina than he had in D.C. The last best
I
mean, but I'm just saying. I'm talking about as far as a legitimate Pro Bowler every season.
Until Michael Westbrook.
Well, oh god.
But
look, CP. I don't agree with everything CP has said, but he's never been in trouble off the field. I don't know why the media attacks him.
I mean, he has a personality, so I think they just attack his personality.
When Joe Gibbs was the coach, he was having fun when he was dressing up in costumes. He was enjoying himself. And